Good morning, students. Today I am here with transportation in plants. So transportation as such, this topic has been discussed in case of animals. Now today we will talk about how transport of food materials and water takes place in case of plants. So let us get into the details of this transportation. Now we know that plants absorb water and minerals from the soil by their root system. Unicellular root hairs are present in the roots and they facilitate the absorption of water and minerals. The absorbed water and minerals have to be transported from the roots to all parts of the plant body. Similarly, the food which is prepared mainly in the leaves by the process of photosynthesis has to be transported to various parts of the plant. These functions of internal transport in plants is actually carried out with the help of specialized conducting tissues, what we call as the xylem and the phloem. So now let us first talk about xylem. What is its main work? Xylem transports water and minerals from the roots to all parts of the plant. Xylem consists of xylem vessels and tracheids. As you can see here, this is the xylem vessel, this is the tracheid and how it looks. And here it is shown the fiber element, that is the one which provides only support. So water and minerals enter the roots by the process of diffusion, and due to transpiration which is happening from the leaves, a suction force develops and that helps in this upward movement of water and minerals. Now you can see in this slide that this is a plant and one root hair is shown over here in an enlarged magnified diagram. It is surrounded with air and water molecules. So this air and water molecules. So this water enters, which is shown by the arrow, into this root hair and then goes inside the root. So this way the root hairs absorb water and nutrients from the soil. Nutrients are also present over here in the ionic form and they are remaining dissolved in water. So when this water enters into the root hair, along with it mineral salts also enter into the root. So now we must understand this term, ascent of sap. So what is ascent of sap? Ascent of sap happens in the xylem tissue. And what is it? It is the upward movement of water and minerals that has been absorbed to all the aerial parts of the plant body. Now the sap, what do you mean by this word sap? Sap is a dilute solution of water and mineral ions absorbed from the soil which moves. It moves through the transporting channels, that is your tracheids and the vessel. Now how actually this happens, let us know about it with the help of this theory, what we call as the transpiration pull and the cohesion theory. So let us talk about the mechanism, how this ascent of sap happens in plants. This theory was proposed by Dickson and Joly in the year 1894. And it is based mainly on two things, that is the cohesive and the adhesive properties of water and the transpiration pull force which is developed in the leaves by transpiration. So what is the meaning of this word cohesive, from which we get cohesion? Cohesion is a phenomenon of attraction between the like molecules, that is the similar molecules. So the water molecules remain attracted to one another by this cohesive force. So they remain together without any gaps. Now there is attraction also between the water molecules and the inner wall of the xylem. So it is the attraction between unlike molecules. So this theory is called as this property is called as the adhesive property. So adhesion, and the process is called adhesion. So cohesion and adhesion. With the help of these two things, the water column remains intact in the transporting channel, that is your vessels and tracheids. So there is a continuous column of water in the xylem vessel. Now, and as I have already said, transpiration is going on all the time. So transpiration helps in the evaporation of water. So there is a deficit created, and that creates a suction pull, and that is what is forcing the water column to rise up in the xylem vessels. Now let us talk about phloem. Phloem transports food from the leaves to all the other parts of the plant. The process is known as translocation. Phloem consists of sieve tubes and companion cells. As you can see in the diagram, the sieve tube cell and the companion cell over here, the supporting cell. So from the leaves, that is food that is manufactured in the leaves, from there it is transferred to the xylem by the energy of ATP molecules, and due to osmotic pressure, water enters the phloem, and that helps in the transport of food. In this diagram you can see the structure of the xylem, how there are pores, that is perforation plates are there, and on the walls you can find holes, what we call as the pits. Then you can see fiber over here, and these are the tracheids. In the next diagram you can see the companion cell enlarged, the sieve plate which is porous, and we can see the sieve element, the entire sieve element. So let us explain this process, how the transport of food actually happens. Now it happens with the help of energy. So energy from ATP is spent in the transport of photosynthate in the phloem. So what is the photosynthate? Photosynthate is nothing but it is the food that is manufactured during photosynthesis, that in the mesophyll cell. And what is the food manufactured? It is the glucose, which is stored in the form of starch. So the starch made is transferred to the sieve tubes using energy that is derived from ATP. Now, this increases the osmotic pressure in the sieve tube. And starch, the stored form cannot move in its own. It cannot move in this form actually. So to transfer the starch, it has to be first converted into soluble form, that is your sucrose. How? By the dilution. It is made diluted by the addition of water. So sucrose is made by the addition of water, and then this water is from where this water comes, it comes from the nearby xylem vessels. So once the sucrose is made, it moves in the sieve tube cells both in the upward and in the downward direction. As you can see over here, that the that is the food movement, that is the movement of the sucrose, happens in both the directions, that is in the upward and in the downward direction. And it goes to all the areas where it is needed. Those deficit areas where this requirement is there, those are called as the sink. So the transport of food in the phloem is called as translocation, and it goes into those areas where there is a need, a requirement, a necessity, and it is maximum during the spring season. So now we are in a position to differentiate between transport of substances in xylem and phloem. Now, in xylem, what happens? Water and minerals are the ones which are transported and no energy is required. So we can say that it is a passive process. It is a passive transport process. Materials move only in one direction, that is upward direction. And the members, the trachea and the vessels, which are the actual members of the xylem tissue, involved in the transportation process. If we talk about transport in phloem, then you see that food in the form of starch, which is converted into sucrose, and hormones are translocated. And in this process, energy is utilized. Energy in the form of ATP is required. So therefore, this process is an active process. In the xylem, it was a passive process since no energy requirement was there. Only the suction force which the transpiration was creating, or we say the transpiration pull, was enough for the water column to rise up. But in this case, ATP is required and materials move both in upward and downward direction. So this is the major difference between the transport of water in xylem and the transport of food in phloem. And companion cells and sieve tube cells are the ones which are involved in the process of translocation of food. So I think we have talked about how transport of substances takes place in case of plants. So if I try to summarize like what all things we have discussed in case of the transport of water and food, then I can say that about 1 to 2% of the water which is absorbed by the plants is used in photosynthesis and other metabolic activities, and a lot of it evaporates through the stomata present in the lower surface of the leaf. In fact, a continuous water column flows from the xylem of the roots, xylem of the stem, and finally to the xylem of the leaves. This water column actually does not break due to the cohesion force, that is what I have talked about, the attraction force which exists between the water molecules. Evaporation of water molecules from the cells of the leaf creates a suction force which pulls the water from the xylem cells. Thus, cohesion force, adhesion force, and transpiration pull help in the upward movement of sap or water from the roots to the leaves. Now, transpiration, to give you little more idea, it may occur through many other parts other than the stomata. Transpiration can occur through the lenticels, which are the minute pores in the bark of the stem. And that kind of a transpiration is called as lenticular transpiration. Transpiration can happen through the cuticle, which is a waxy covering on the epidermis of the leaves and the green stem. So about 10% of total transpiration may take place through the cuticle. But majority, that is about 80 to 90% of water evaporates only through the stomata, the minute pores in the epidermis of the leaves, and whose opening is guarded by the guard cells. The opening and the closing of the stomatal pore is controlled by the guard cells, and they are the ones which actually control the process of transpiration. And in case of phloem, what I can say is, phloem transports food, no doubt, but it also transports many other substances like your amino acids, hormones, which are synthesized in the shoot tip and root tips, and other metabolites as well. So unlike ascent of sap, which is largely due to the physical forces, Translocation in phloem is achieved only by utilizing energy. In this process, glucose is transferred to phloem using energy from ATP. It increases the osmotic pressure of the tissue, causing the water to move into it. So, soluble material is transferred from phloem tissue to other tissues which have less pressure than the phloem. Thus, according to plant's requirement, the material is translocated from higher osmotic pressure areas to the lower osmotic pressure areas. Thank you.